Welcome to SoccerNet's exclusive interview with William Troost-Ekong of Udinese Calcio and the Super Eagles. Hello, William. Welcome to our chat.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. It's been almost 2 years since you moved to Italy at Udinese. Tell me about your experience in Italy. How's life in Italy been for
Yeah, it's been a good experience so far. I think I had a little time to adapt because I arrived here quite late in August last year. And ever since then, I think it's been a lot of positives. I think Udinese is trying to improve, like always. I think we have a young team, a lot of foreign players, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. I think since I've been here, I've only missed a handful of games, and I feel like I'm improving a lot, and I'm really loving living in Italy with my family.
Yeah, you recently signed a new deal, to stay here till 2024? 2023. I mean, what convinced you to commit long term to the club?
Because I believe in the project. I think it's a two-way thing. I think the club has given me a lot of confidence, and like I said, since I've been here, I've always played a lot. I feel like I've improved a lot. So I'm enjoying my time here, and it was a great, I think, way from the club to show that they appreciate me. So I was very happy to re-sign, and let's see what the future holds.
Last season, Udinese finished 12th in the league. This season, in today's game, you're now up to 14th spot on the table, ending the year 2019 with a positive result. What do you think this club needs to stop struggling and move into a more comfortable half of the table?
Yeah, so I think it's very close all at the moment, so I think it's difficult to say where we're going to finish the season. I think we need some more consistency. I think since we've been here, we've had I've had 4 managers, so this is my 4th one in a year and a half time. It's been different philosophies, a lot of changes. So I think now the team is starting to stabilise. A lot of the players from last season stayed here, so we managed to improve and get to know each other better. And with this coach that we have now, Mr. Gotti, I think he's very good for the team. And hopefully we can climb the table, because I think we have a lot of quality, but we just need the right foundations for everyone to shine.
Moving to the bigger, the league itself, the Serie has been plagued with a lot of racism issues in recent times. The Serie unveiled images, purportedly to fight against racism. It didn't, sit well with many people across, the modern world. What have you experienced any racism in Italy? What do you think about these attempts at fighting racism in the league in Italy?
Yeah, so I haven't experienced racism since I've come here, but of course you read about it, we see it in some games that's happened with different players. There's no place for racism in football. And for me, from being from a multicultural background and having been in different countries, raised in different countries, I've seen so many different things. And football is such an international sport now, globalized sport. There's no room for racism in football, and when we see this stuff happening in the Serie, it's unacceptable. And I think there has to be more sanctions for the people that are racist, and hopefully we can see this being expelled from the game.
Do you think the league itself is sensitive enough to these actions? Because it looks like maybe the authorities don't understand how to tackle it and how to deal with people and how to educate fans, especially. Maybe it's a societal thing. Maybe you think there's enough information going around for people that the modern world should be treating people better, despite they may be from different countries or continents.
Yeah, I think racism is a form of ignorance anyway. So I think the people that are racist often are very ignorant, because I think it's not an issue that hasn't been spoken about. I think all of us have responsibility, the coaches, the different societies, the presidents of the club, to try and stamp it out. and everyone has a different role to play in that. So yeah, once if I ever get called upon having to address the issue, then of course I will. And if I ever experience anything during a game or at a football club, then I'll be more than willing to make sure that doesn't happen again and to voice that. So I don't think we can turn a blind eye to it. But like I said, I think we need everyone to feel responsible and also to help us to try and address this issue.
Football clubs like AS Roma and AC Milan being at the forefront of challenging the situation as it is in Italy. Has the football club Udinese spoken to players of African origin? I know we've got Stefano Okaka, Mohamed Fofana, Mpoku, scored from Ghana. Has there been an effort to speak to players, maybe also the Brazilian players, about how to deal with racism if you encounter it from local fans or fans from across other clubs?
No, we have, of course, we're all aware of the different campaigns that are being done now. Some of us have spoken about it also to be part of the campaigns. I think a lot of the Serie A clubs try to get some of the players to speak about it. However, fortunately we haven't been in any situation during a game. But yeah, if it does happen, then I think all of us will be united in the sense that we will stand and we will probably walk off if it happens. But of course we have to face that when it does. But there's this real sense of team spirit, and within our changing room we don't have any feeling of anyone being treated any different. I think that's a start. And within our own fans, we also don't have any problems like that I'm aware of anywhere, or any other players I think are aware of, because I think if we do, then for sure will be spoken about and it will be addressed. So hopefully we won't be able to face any moments like that, but if we do, then football will be at the second place. I think equality is number one, and if we feel like that is not being respected, then we wouldn't necessarily care so much about the game or the result.
Let's move away from the club. Let's go to the national team, Nigeria, where you played at World Cup last year. You played at the AFCON this year. National team coach Gennard Rohr's contract expires in 6 months, and he's not yet been offered a new contract. Do you know if there's a reason for this, and do you think he should get a new contract?
I think I'm the wrong person to speak to. So I don't really have a lot to say on that issue. I think that question would have to be addressed by the NFF and Mr. Rohr himself.
This year has been a fantastic one for you in terms of the national team. You won the bronze. There's some disappointment, but eventually you got the bronze and a few man of the match performances at the Africa Cup of Nations. You scored a goal against South Africa in the quarterfinals. How would you describe your year playing for Nigeria?
I think this year has been different. I think after the World Cup, all of us had that experience of playing at a major tournament for the first time. There was a few of us that played before, but not a lot. So when we came to the AFCON, I think we felt more prepared. And we did well to qualify the way that we did. And also during the tournament we had some small setbacks and difficult situations, including a game against Cameroon where we had to fight back to win the game, and different moments, even against South Africa, to score so late and to pass the quarter-final. I think our team showed great resilience. So I think this year has been a year of more responsibility. I've also become one of the maybe older players in the team compared to before, just because our team is so young, and we've seen some of the older players now retire. So you have a different role within the team, and I'm really enjoying playing for the Super Eagles. I think we have a great vibe in the team, and there's a real feeling of unity, and to see that we have so many exciting talents in the team, I think it's very good for the future of Nigerian football. And I'm hoping to be part of that for a little bit longer, and hopefully we can win a trophy as well within my time. I think that's been my goal ever. So this year has left me hungry for more, but I think it's promising to see which direction the team's going again.
You became vice captain of the team, and you were actually captain for a few games without Ahmed Musa after Mikel's retirement. Tell me how your transfer, your growth. Did you expect to go this far with the Super Eagles? You made your debut in 2015 under Keshi. There have been a series of changes, about 4 or 5 coaches at the national team level that have come through since. But you've come into a place of responsibility, like you said. Tell me how this evolution has come about for you.
Yeah, I think it's been something that happens over time. I think I was just trying to focus game by game, qualification by qualification, and now we found ourselves a few years down the road, maybe 5 years already next summer. So it's a real privilege that I've already managed to play, I think, 40 games or so for Nigeria, which is more than I would have dreamt of when I was a kid. So along the road, you grow you grow in your responsibility with the team, and I didn't expect anything, and of course it's an honour to wear the captain's band for Nigeria when I do. However, we still have Ahmed Musa, I think, who's a very decorated player and also a fantastic player in our team. Who knows what the future holds. I hope Musa plays with us for a long time. So we'll see what happens after. But I'm just happy to be part of the team. And if I wear the band on, it doesn't really matter. It's just, I think as one of the older players, like we have 4 or 5 players, Kendall Amaru, Ahmed Musa, and Didi, I think, who's also growing into one of the leading roles in the team, and different players that have been with us for the last years. We all need to step up and try to take this team to another level.
I want to take you back a little bit to the game against South Africa at the AFCON.
So the game that we played in the quarter-final, I think, was also another show of resilience, because we scored first. I think we played well, and they were a little bit fortunate, I think, with their goal that they scored. And then we showed the determination to get back. Of course you hope to score at every corner that you go forward, and I think it was just having to be in the right place at the right time and respecting the roles that you have. With a corner, it was my area to attack, and the ball came there and I could score. And it's a moment of joy, I think, ecstasy when you score, especially in such an important moment. And it's fantastic that we ended up qualifying, and I was just very happy to win that game.
So back home, there's been some arguments about our increasing reliance on players born and trained abroad. You have come through that route as well. You were born in the Netherlands, trained in England, and you got called up to the national team under Keshi. Now there are a few more young players who have come through that same route. Olaino, Semi Ajayi, Maduka Okoye. The argument is that the Nigerian Football Federation is neglecting the domestic players and the domestic scene for ready-made players. How do you see us resolving this and ensuring that players also come through locally, but also while we're able to also reach out to players and have competition, but not neglecting the players from the domestic scene?
I think as a country like Nigeria, we have to consider all players that have Nigerian roots. I'm grateful for that as well, because otherwise I don't think I would be playing for Nigeria if we only considered home-based players. So I think it's also part of modern day football. It's an international scene. Like myself, I was born abroad, but my father is Nigerian, so I'm first generation Nigerian living and being born and lived abroad. So there's many players like that, and I think it's important to just make sure when you choose a team for the continuous development in the long term to pick the best players available. However, I strongly believe there has to be maybe an increased investment in the MPFL and in that scene, because you can't force anyone to to be selected, but I think the home league needs to be consistent, and it's great to see that we do see home-based players that come with us, and they are really part of the team. And then again, I'm not anyone who has any decisions within the selection, but yeah, I think for the long term, the best way would be to have a great platform for players in Nigeria to show themselves there and hopefully get selected if they're doing well enough. So I think that's the best way to do it, and we can't disregard foreign-based players either, because I think it will be a disadvantage for Nigeria. So we should have to look across the board for home-based and abroad, and hopefully there'll be a good balance of both, and we'll hopefully see Nigeria grow.
Which young Nigerian players are you excited about for the future?
I think we have so many young players. I think most of the players are under 24. I think Wilfred Ndidi is someone who is already doing so well, and I think he's gonna be a big name. Hopefully, a household name within Africa. Maybe he could end up winning African Player of the Year, because he's already at such a stage now. Of course, we have Chukwueze, we have Victor Osimhen, we have Ola Aina is also a young player. We have so many different talents, and I'm sure there's more coming. So it's good to see that we have that now, and also I think puts pressure on us as older players as well. Now we see Semi Ajayi come through, who's a little bit younger. Everyone has to stay on top of their game. Samuel Kalu, because there's a new generation pushing for the spots, and I think the competition is great, and I think also for the coaches becoming easier to put together a good team, because even if there's a player who's maybe not playing in their team or not performing or injured, we have so many different options that in theory our team shouldn't get any weaker.
Now my final question as we round up, former Dutch national team player who you also played with at Tottenham, Rafael van der Vaart, was quoted saying that if you had only been patient, you could have become a part of the Dutch national team. Did you hear about this, and do you look back and say he's right, or you satisfied by your decision?
I'm satisfied. I'm really happy the place where I'm at now. Of course, when you look back, it's always easy to advise someone what they could have or should have done. But I think I've made a lot of right decisions, and I've stood by my decisions. And I think it was always a dream to play for Nigeria. And the pride I get now for playing for Nigeria and wearing the shirt, I don't think I would want to trade that for anyone else. And who's to say that playing for the Netherlands is better than playing for Nigeria? So. Of course, I respect his opinion and his view, because I think it's also showing that I'm doing something well for people to be talking like that, and especially a great player like Van der Vaart. So, I read about it, and I'm very happy with my decision, and I wouldn't change for anything.
Now, your dad is Nigerian. How he was the reason why you played for Nigeria. Tell me about the relationship between you both, and how did you get into football?
So ever since I've been young, I've always dreamt about being a football player. So you never know what is possible, and I think being young and innocent, you have a dream, and you don't necessarily think about the difficulty of getting there, which I think is also the beauty of being young, is that you just go for something that you believe in, you really want to do. And I'm quite fortunate to be in the position that I am today, and I managed to make that a reality. So all my family in Nigeria is proud that I can now represent Nigeria, especially as I always visited Nigeria every summer holiday, every Christmas holiday, I think every holiday when I was still at school. So it's nice that they now get to see me as well, but in a different form when I'm playing or when I'm in the camp. So like I said, my family is very proud, and it's something for me, very special for me to play for Nigeria.